What up, LaGrande fam?
Hey y'all, hey.
I'm Natasha.
And I'm Tristan. And this is another episode of Livin LaGrande Life.
We're in the new year.
It's 2024.
As you can see, we got all this paper and goodness and glue and whatnot in front of us. So what we doing today?
Today, you know what I'm saying? Now that we got all the birthday shenanigans out of the way, it's time to get serious. It's time to think about this year in a very intentional way. Because if you fail to plan, you might have ADD, like me. Some would say you plan to fail, but I would say you're gonna be alright.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Is what you were trying to say.
Now I was saying if you fail to plan, you might have ADD.
Girl, good for her, man.
But so we for the last 3 years now. We have really worked to be intentional. Actually, it's been more than 3 years. This is my 30 since I was 32.
Yeah, so I was gonna say it's a few more years.
Yeah,
5 years
since I was 32. I wanted to go into my 33rd year very intentional, and that was the first year that I think I got really serious about being intentional when I'm going into a new year, figuring out what I want to accomplish. And I'd heard forever, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, all the other stuff, but it never really, that didn't really register with me because I was in my mind still pretty successful. But in my 33rd year, I said something has got to give. I had hit a plateau. Things had kind of stopped and I felt limited. I think we both were kind of in this period where we were feeling like things just wasn't working the way we wanted to, and we realized we needed to get intentional. And that first year that we did it, I mean, life changed for us.
Yeah, it did. What we are doing today is planning. We are planning for our year.
Baby said you are talking too much. I'm going to get us back into what we are doing in this video. We don't need all this lead up. Stop it. And I hear you. And so I'm going to quit.
I love you.
I love you too. So we are vision boarding today. We have already taken some time to write down. We had a little session, a family planning session before this, and we took some time. And first of all, we're all our pages.
Yeah,
we took some time to write down all of our goals and things. We ain't gonna show y'all too much.
Yeah, but we always do that though, because when we come to this part of it, we want to have already really dug into what we want to do individually and collectively.
Yeah, so we take time to think about like what our personal goals are, like because even though we're a couple, we are still individual people with individual goals, desires that we want for our life. And so we also want to think about like what we want to do as a family. And so we took some time, we thought about it, and now we're going into these boards, and we're not just putting stickers on pages. We're not just just slapping stuff on a page that sounds good. It's going to be intentional. So what do we have here? We got some magazines. Well, these are not necessarily magazines. These are vision board clip art books that we got, and they basically just have different things in them.
Well, first of all, we analyzed a lot of different ones. We got these off of Amazon. We wanted to find things that on the preview felt like they related to us or looked like us or felt like us.
They're for black folks.
And things we were looking for. And black people. Also aesthetically what we would want our boards to kind of look like. So we have glue and a lot of other items to help us plan the way we want to plan it. We'll get into kind of what that looks like now.
Absolutely.
I came across something recently that Tristan and I discussed. A woman went to a party full of millionaires. She said she was the only thousandaire there. And she talked to a lot of them about how they get ready for the new year, how they create goals. And they said they don't have a 365-day year. They have 90-day years. Sounds crazy, right? But they break things up into quarters. Like they have what they want to do, but they break it up into 90 days. And she gave a great example of she wants to post every other day for the year. She's like, but if I do that and now I see that I have 163 times I have to post, that gets overwhelming and you'll fall off. But if I see for 30 days in my 90-day year, I have to post 15 times, that's very doable. And so Tristan and I decided this year we're going to take that approach.
Yeah. Yeah. And interestingly enough, recently I was in a group that I'm in for 6, 7, and 8 figure earners, and they were talking about this book that a bunch of the people have read, and it was called the 12-week year. And so when you said that, I was just like, that's wild that I basically I'm hearing the same things that you're hearing, and I put that on my book list of things to read. And so now that she also came across the same thing, I think we're going to make it a plan to both of us have the book read by a certain time, and then come back together and really talk about what we've learned from it, and then put it into practice for at least 3/4 out of this year. We are getting better and better as individuals and as a unit, and I love that for us.
Hey y'all, so it got a bit late, and we had to go ahead and finish this up next day.
Let me tell y'all something. We worked on these to the wee hours of the morning.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Yeah. So this year, I think we agreed on the word for the year is freedom.
Yes.
And for us, that's freedom from a lot of things. I think it's freedom from the constraints and the walls that we've put on our progression.
Yep.
The limitations, I guess, is that we've put on ourselves. The limitations that aspects of our lives put on us. Corporate jobs and all types of things. It's gonna be a good year. So we agreed that the word is freedom. Here's my board. I'm gonna pick it up for y'all. I got happy with some glitter, but I also had a fight with some glitter. Everything ain't gonna always cooperate. So this is my board, and I have it broken down into like sort of categories. So we've got faith here. We've got something that I'm working on this year is like getting myself back to where I used to be in terms of my appearance and fashion. And for many years previously, it was really all about like losing weight. Like I need to lose weight. Baby, it ain't happening. It ain't happening, but I can't wait on it. And so, so this year I'm focusing more on caring for myself and really just creating healthy habits, getting cute again, glamming, those types of things. I want to educate myself, so I'm reading a lot of books, but I also want to like rest. And so I have 3 different categories of books I want to read. Like some are just for fun, some is for education purposes, some is for like self-help purposes. But I'm going to read this year. I'll go here. This is for my business. This year I am really, really focusing on building my brand and creating freedom for myself outside of waiting for my job and my organization to do it for me. I'm going to create that freedom for myself. And then in the center of everything is really sort of that financial freedom piece. And so I wrote myself a blank check because baby, the sky is the limit, and I no longer putting a number on what I want to earn this year because it ain't one. Give it all to me. Give it all to me. I'll take it all. There's never too much, never, right? And so that's my board for the year. And so I'm focusing and I'm planning and being intentional about these things with the ultimate goal of creating freedom for myself.
I wrote a check. That my ass can and will cash.
Come on, right, somebody.
All right, it's from a monetization bank. All right, because we focusing on that financial piece, as Tristan mentioned. But it's made out to me, and the amount is freedom focused 366 days. This a leap year. Got that extra day. Don't waste it. My other sections of my board this year. So we start here with the fitness aspect of it. I'm not focusing on any numbers this year. Basically, I got a little phrase here that says, don't stop until you're proud. I've got a goal that I'm looking for in terms of look and feel. And that's what we're going to push to. Health equals wealth. I'm focusing on my health, my general health this year. I'm going to read 5 books this year, 3 of which are going to be self-help books. 2 just for, entertainment, just to get me back into the swing of things. And for me, the core area, the heart of my check here, through all of this, for me, the purpose is to continue to focus on us. So I have love with a heartbeat, and it says quality time, because all this stuff is cool, but it doesn't really matter for me unless we are at the center of it.
Ooh, come on, somebody. I love that. I love that for us.
I got a heart around a cross here in terms of my relationship with God, and very, very important. Last thing in the middle is my self-care. Self-care isn't selfish. So this is my check for 2024. Tristan and I, moving forward with this for the rest of the year, we'll be breaking this out into what we mentioned to you guys, the 90-day or 12-week year.
Yeah.
And I guess that maybe at the end of the year next year, we'll let y'all know how that worked out. Maybe that'll be our last video of the year.
Maybe we'll do an update. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I think I noticed is that, like, there are things, even though our boards seem to complement each other, there are things on yours that aren't on mine and vice versa. And I really love that because I feel like we're going to divide and conquer. I don't want nothing to do with figuring out our investing.
Yeah.
Like, I want to invest, and this year we plan to, get that together, but I don't want to take on all that goes into that. I'm going to leave that to her. I trust her. Tell me where to send the money.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, it really just feels like it really is a team. We are a team, and we got our own roles within this situation. I love that. And we also had the same type of idea with regard to the check.
Yeah.
That's fire. So we on the same page.
Same frequencies per usual.
We want to sincerely thank you all for joining us to talk about our new year, and thanks for joining us for another new year. We are so happy to have you here.
Yes, absolutely. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace.